Hey, good morning, guys. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about aversions. I've heard a lot in the carnivore community, especially, um, and from what I know, mostly females regarding aversions to meat or eggs. I'm working with someone now for just about a month, and we got her off sugary drinks, grains, obviously sugar, um, starchy vegetables, snacks, and now we've removed the fruits. That would be the sugary fruits. Still on even the ketogenic diet, you're allowed berries, some strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, anything with the word berry after it. Um, and I know botanically, I believe a banana is regarded as a berry, but no, that's not an appropriate fruit to eat. Too much sugar and starch. So, but she did come to me and say, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like eating eggs or meat, or pretty much she just wants to eat chicken, I guess, for now. And that's absolutely awesome. Let me give you just a little idea about this morning. I woke up about an hour ago now. Just popped awake, beat my alarm. I always beat my alarm. And I was thinking this morning, I'm not hungry. Again, I'm not hungry for breakfast. I won't be hungry till for another 6 to 8 hours, actually. Maybe 1 to 2 in the afternoon. I'll get hungry. But the idea here is that I think it's not an aversion. I think it's the negative feedback loop that tells you you're full, especially if you're fat adapted. And she's in that process right now. That process is going to take several months to completely rework her mitochondria from a glucose metabolism to a all fat metabolism. And it just takes some time. You have to build quite a few more mitochondria. You have to really beef up the body's ability to use real fuel. And she has extra fat to use, extra fat mass. So the aversion might be nothing more than a feeling of fullness, the chemical fullness. We have a physical one, the stretch receptors in the stomach. Those send a physical signal to the brain, much like if you push on a body part. I mean, you can feel a sensation. But the aversion is more of a chemical fullness. And that's what I experience. I normally don't eat enough to stretch my stomach out, but I will eat enough fat that gets right into the lymphatic system, dumps out right about here, and right into the vena cava and gets pushed out to my fat cells, and they send chemical signals back saying, whoa, hold the phone, dude. And I'm like, I'm done. I mean, yesterday I literally had a little piece of my hamburger left over. And I'm just like, done. When you're done, you're done. And you're full, and you're not hungry, and you don't have cravings, and yada yada. So she is having cravings, especially for corn. She's Mexican after all, and she grew up on corn. That's the staple food, if you will. And but for right now, we're trying to get fat adapted. So we're going to still kind of resist the corn, and we know it's a dopamine addiction issue, literally, because if she were hungry, she would desire the eggs and the beef. And I know this because just as we were finishing our class, we were talking about chorizo and eggs. She's like, I can eat chorizo? I'm like, yeah, what? It's sausage. Yeah, you can eat most sausages. If you eat packaged sausages, you want to look and see, if they're cured with sugar or whatever. But Mexican chorizo, I've looked up several recipes, and I know a butcher in Jalisco, and he never added sugar to his chorizo. It's essentially chilies, vinegar, salt, and the meat, and it was made that way to obviously to keep it, because nothing like salt. And the amount of salt in it is significant, which is excellent because it just has a wonderful flavor. And as she was leaving, she's like, you know what, I actually feel like eating some eggs and chorizo. I said, no, that's hunger, all right? So I'm saying that your aversion may not be a real like dislike for eggs and meats because it's real food for the human body. It's simply a response from your vagus nerve, your brain, your gut saying, we're good, we don't need nutrition right now. We can, because insulin is low, we can see her fat stores, and that's what we want. So we're going to go ahead, use those fat stores. There may be several fat-soluble vitamins that have been stored along the way. Those will get released. I mean, she's going to be incredibly healthy now, using up her fat. And that's what's creating satiety. And that satiety can sometimes be misunderstood or misinterpreted as an aversion, okay? There is no allergies. We discussed that. We discussed any vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, that kind of thing. It's like no big deal. So maybe those of you in the space who, and even if you've been carnivore for a while, maybe you don't need a certain nutrient in that certain thing. So sit by yourself, a little bit of mindfulness, breathe a few times. What do I really have a desire to eat? In today's day, I mean, I don't even desire any carbs whatsoever, so that's utterly off the table. There's no time anymore I desire a bread or this or that. Nothing. I don't desire it. So I'll sit and I'll be like, what do I want to eat today? Yeah, chicken. It tastes really good. Or pork, or beef, or fish, or lamb, or whatever it is. So anyway, hope this is helpful to you if you're fat adapted. If you're not fat adapted, I do have a method to get you off the carbohydrate wagon, so to speak, or get on the keto wagon, if you will. And my clients don't suffer any of the keto flu. We take them off very slowly. Hey, it took them 20, 30 years to get to their current state. I think they can spend 30 days weaning off the very thing that is causing their damage. So we can go ahead and get that done for you. Go ahead and leave me information in the comments. I'll tell you how to get a hold of me. And, we can Zoom or do whatever. I guess that's it for now. Have a great day, and we'll chat again soon. Be well.